Narasimhamurti very well explained the very first sloka of Ishavasya Upanishad, very, very dear to me. Very dear to me, because this one sloka is good enough to transform the world for the better, if only we follow it. Ma agrudah kasya svidhanam. Don't steal, don't seize, don't take things that rightfully don't belong to you, which you don't need. Aparigraha, asteya. Don't steal, don't hoard more than what you need. Even if you have the power to do it, don't do it. Because that is wrong. What belongs to the whole of creation, to the ant, the insect, the bird, the beast, to the poor, the rich, everybody has an equal share in God's creation. And therefore the mighty, the strong have a greater responsibility towards those who cannot claim their due. They have to provide the meek and the humble and the weak and the helpless. Tena tyaktena bunjita. Sacrifice and then consume. I was telling, it's not about first you finish bunja and then do tyaga. No. First do tyaga. Before you take something from the creation, ask yourself, what is that I can give back? So first give that and then only take. Tyaktena bunjita. Give and then take. Not take first and then decide, oh, let us all take a philanthropy pledge. Not pledge after you have earned enough. Sacrifice first and then only enjoy, it says. We are putting the cart before the horse. Let us first enjoy. Then let's see if we can sacrifice. We will sacrifice a minuscule of what we have and feel good about it and take a philanthropy pledge and be known and seen everywhere. India said no. You're doing it other way around. You're doing it wrong. First sacrifice and then you accept anything. When you take something from the nature, from the society, from the people, first ask yourself, what is that I can give them in return? So I was explaining to them, there are Rogajivis who keep taking and don't give anything. There are Bhogajivis who only give as much as they take. There are Tyagajivis who give more than what they take. And there are Yogajivis who don't take anything but give everything for others' sake. So the difference between a Tyaga and a Yoga is this. We are not discussing Yoga. We have gone beyond Tyaga. Tyaga was you always give more than what you take. If you can give two, then take one. Otherwise, don't take. That is Tyaga. Yoga, don't take anything. If it comes your way by the grace of God, by the divine will, accept it with humility. It doesn't come also, it's fine. Dukkheshu anadvigna mana sukkheshu vigataspraha. If some sorrow comes, accept it. Don't be disturbed. If gain comes, accept it. Don't be excited. That is the yoga that we are talking. We have moved up from Ishavasya Upanishad now, which talks about Tyaga to a sense of yoga. But Ishavasya Upanishad is also very, very, very profound because it just starts with this, but it also pushes you towards the higher goal. Yasmin sarvani bhutani atmayava anupashyataha. The one who sees that everything is Atman only, me only, sarva bhuteshu chatmanam. I am the one who is in all. Tatona vijugupsate. He never comes to any kind of a situation where he has to trouble himself or hate anybody or cause sorrow to anybody. Why? Because he sees everything is me. How can I hurt? My teeth bites the tongue. I don't knock off my teeth and throw them away. How dare you bite the tongue? You realize tongue is a part of me. Teeth is also a part of me. And therefore, if that has happened, it has happened accidentally, unknowingly, in foolish ignorance or in adamance or arrogance, whatever be the reason behind why it has happened. Tatona vijugupsate. Doesn't come to any of these negative feelings. Doesn't hate anyone. Yasmit sarvani bhutani atmaiva bhudvijanata. The one who knows everything is Atman only. It has become, Atman only has become everything. Ekoham bahusyam. One has become many. Tatra ko moha ka shoka ekatvam anupashyata. Where is the moha and shoka for that person who sees only one? So while the first shloka and the second shloka are more for the social moral conduct based on the divine faith that everything is God, this other shlokas, as you go into the Ishavasya Upanishad, take you to much higher thinking. See oneness everywhere, because Ishavasya Idam Sarvam, see oneness. And so what will happen to you as an individual? You will be first, you will save yourself from any sorrow. Vijugupsat, na vijugupsate. You will save yourself from moha and shoka. Who is the first beneficiary of this kind of a vision? Eka. To see one where there is many. Who is the first beneficiary? I am the first beneficiary of following this. Why? Because I don't come to any sorrow. Whole world wants to avoid sorrow, isn't it? We are Ananda Pipasus, it is said in Upanishads. We are thirsty for Ananda only. We don't want sorrow. But we don't know how to avoid this sorrow. Seems like we have avoided. But it goes from the front door, comes into the house from the back door. If we kick it out from the back door, it comes to the front door. If we close both the door, it comes through the window. But there is no escape from this sorrow. So the only escape from this sorrow is when you see everything is one. And that is yoga. Ekatvam anupashyatha. When one sees only one, where there are so many, he sees the oneness of everything. One means you cannot see everything as one as with physical eyes. He sees the oneness, the spiritual oneness of all. Such a person does not come to any sorrow. Such a person never comes to any, never develops attachment, is never having any hatred or any ill feelings towards anyone. Why? Because he is a yogi. Though from Tyagi he has become yogi. By following such moral principles, his mind has become purified. He has become Vishuddhatma, pure mind one. And he has become Mahatmana. And therefore the knowledge of oneness in all, prakashante, shines in his mind. It reveals on its own. So Ishavasya Upanishad further goes. It talks about avidya, maya, vidya, avidya. Not maya, but it talks about it as two types of knowledge which helps you to purify yourself and gain the higher worlds. And then it goes finally, when the departing soul is, I always said, when you are about to depart the world, the soul that realizes that it has missed the opportunity to redeem itself is inconsolable. Nothing can entice him now. Can you, for a dying man, can you tell, no, I'll get you 10 wives, all Miss Universes? You think that will console him? The same man when he was 20, 25 was running behind all that. You tell him that I will write off, half of the property and wealth, all the stocks and bonds, take it. You think he's going to be happy and consoled that, while dying at least I am rich? You tell him anything, all the pleasures of the world will be brought to you. Do you think he's going to be consoled by that because he knows that tomorrow is the death? Somebody who has to be hanged tomorrow, you think today he's going to enjoy a lavish dinner? His mind is always, this is the end of it. I am done. Life is over. And now I realize that I can't take one thing with me. Inconsolable is the state of that departing soul. Like Alexander the Great lifted both the hands and said, when I die, lift both my hands, make sure that they're seen out of the coffin. And take me across the whole city and let everybody see that I'm going empty-handed. Inconsolable grief of that person. Why? Because he has not realized that all this is Sarva Bhuteshu Chatmanam, Sarva Bhutani Chatmani. That truth he has not realized. That oneness he has not seen. The last moments of that person is terribly disappointing. Uncomparable grief, sorrow-stricken mind. Why? Because with all the wealth, progeny, relationships, names, medals, rewards, accolades, power, he knows none of this is going to come with me. It's over. I'll be forgotten. And okay, I'm forgotten, that is fine. But where am I heading now? Asuryanam te loka. I'm heading to the Asurya loka. The terrible world of demons, they say. Demons means lowly people who think in a low way. I have thought in a low way. I didn't think high. Simple living, high thinking. Mine is high living, no thinking. So I am going now to the world of the People, such ignorant people. And it realizes only at that point of death. Till then, we live as if there is no tomorrow. That point when this truth of death strikes us in our face, this realization comes, oh my God, where am I heading? Ishavasya Upanishad, don't even be doubting. You're straight heading to Asuryanam Loka. It's confirmed, guaranteed. Andham Tama, blinding darkness. That is the Asuryanam Loka you are ending. Means terribly ignorant people will stay there and suffer and suffer and suffer in their ignorance. Is this a snake? Is this a snake? Suffer. It's only a rope, but they'll suffer because of the blinding darkness. Anything they touch, they'll suffer. Anything they hear, they'll suffer. In the ignorance of darkness. Hano jana, they say. Atma hano. They have killed themselves. Atman. They have killed that knowledge of the self in them. That's why they've killed them. So they are as good as they have committed suicide, it says. Ishavasya Sarva. This same Ishavasya Upanishad. And then goes all the way till the dying, departing soul, who has done everything good, he prays to God. Hiranmayena patrena satyasya pihitam mukham. O golden vessel. The golden vessel means the Atman. It is compared metaphorically as a golden vessel in which something is kept and hidden. Its mouth is covered. What is covered? Satya is covered. Apihita is covered. Its mouth is covered. Satyas apihitam mukham. So he plays Tattvam Pushana Pavrunu. O Lord Surya, Aditya. They consider him as the Lord. He says, oh Lord, please, Apavrunu, remove that lid, remove that cover from this golden vessel in which the truth is hiding. Because I haven't found truth still. And why should you do this favor to me? Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. I have done good. I have lived a life of truth and dharma. Therefore, do this favor to me. I beseech you that you reveal yourself to me because I have led a life of Satya and Dharma. You know about what I have done in my life. Tyaktena Bunjita I have done. Magridha Kasyad Siddhanam I have done. I have followed your Vidya and Avidya. I have worshipped you through rituals. I have also meditated and tried to understand you. I have done the best that I could with the human life of 100 years. Please reveal yourself to me. Let me not go disappointed. And praise and praise. I am dying now. Why you run anil amrutam athedam? My breath is now merging in the amruta anila, means the immortal breath of God. I am becoming one. My breath is leaving me. Prana is leaving me now. There is nothing more I can do. Bhasma antam sharira. My body is going to become ashes. Om krito smaram kritagum smara. Krito smara kritum smara. Remember, O mind, the good that I have done. Or remember, O God, please remember the good I have done in this world. Please redeem me of this limitedness, it prays. What else can I do at this point? Bhuishtham namoktim videma. I am bowing down to you, I am praying to you, I am beseeching you, I am begging you that all the good that I could do in my life that you gave me, I have tried to do to the best of my abilities, sincerely, honestly. And now I come standing at the doorstep of death. Let me not plunge into the Asuryanam Loka. Agne Naya Supatha. Take me via the golden route, the higher road towards yourself. Don't let me slip down into the dark worlds of demons, which we think as hell. So Ishavasyam explains all these things towards the end. It says, please redeem me. See, that was the clarion call of Indian Upanishads, where everybody knew their goal of life was to see oneness in everything, thereby get over sorrow, thereby get over attachment, lead a life of truth and dharma, satyam vada dharmam chara. And therefore, because I am Satya Dharmaya Drishtaya, I have followed the path of Satya Dharma, you redeem me now, I deserve it. I don't deserve to go to the dark hells. I deserve Supatha. I deserve the noble, grand, golden path towards you. That is the idea of Ishavasya Upanishad. Just imagine this idea has been there for thousands of years in India, yet our present generation is wandering in Asuryanam Loka only. Because that is what is happening there. They're drowning in the ignorance of the mind which doesn't see the truth and doesn't even know there is a truth. Suppose they know there is something to be attained, there is a hope. He doesn't even know, the mind doesn't even know. Think this is all it is. That's why I keep repeating again to our students, because I want this to get inside their head so deeply that never again it should leave their minds. This thought. What is the thought? If you believe there is no other thing beyond this world and all this eat, sleep, enjoy, make merry, if that is all you think is your goal in life, then be prepared. That misery will be yours, guaranteed. Puna puna vashama padyate me. You will again and again and again and again come back to this world and suffer. I can come back to this world, there is no harm, but with my choice to help someone, not being pushed into it like a slave. I'll rather come as a master and help others than come as a slave, bound by my own, bonded by my own karmas. I don't want to be that. So Ishavasyam teaches. Anyway, he started, so I thought I'll give a brief of what it is. So beautiful. Just one Upanishad teaches you so much. See the oneness. And what we are trying to do right now with all these sadhana or what practices that we are following is trying to see if we can understand that oneness, that one consciousness, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Can we understand it? Can we experience it? That is all the effort. It is because without that nanya pantha vidyate, there is no other way. Telling Shweta Shuttara Upanishad was telling this. Vedaha metam purusham mahantam. I have known the Purusha, the supreme being. No offense to the women. Purusha is not a male figure. It. I've seen him, or I've seen that supreme being. Vedaha metam purusham mahantam. Aditya varnam. Why? Because compared to Asurya nam andha loka, tama loka, he is Aditya varnam. This side is darkness. Darkness, tamasoma, jyotirgamaya, the darkness of the world of ignorance, versus Aditya Varnam, full of effulgence. Tamasaparastat, beyond all the darkness. Tamasoma, jyotirgamaya. That Purusha, that supreme being, that one consciousness, I must know in order to get out of this world of darkness and enter that beautiful world of effulgence of the divinity. And there is no other way. The Upanishad says very clearly, if you think there is any other way you can manage this, you can bribe Yama at the time of death. I'll write 2-3 properties in you or any Yama Duta of your choice. You try to bribe him. You think he's going to take your bribes. Na anya panthayana vidyate. One fellow is there in Bangalore, one fellow. So I told him, where is your driving license? He said, I don't have driving license, I lost it. Why don't you get it made? He said, oh, I don't have time, I have to go to office, I have to go to this, I have no time to make a driving license. Then you will be getting caught in every signal then. He said, no, for every signal that is there from home to office and office to home, I keep 500 rupees per signal, he said, in my pocket. Every time he gets caught, 500 rupees, move on. He earns lakhs of rupees. What is there for? He doesn't have time to go and get a driving license done. That costs him more money, in the sense, the time that he has to spend on that. Whereas what he does, he keeps a 500 rupee note in his pocket for every signal. There are 3 signals from his home to office of 1500 rupees. While going, 1500 rupees is coming. That is the budget he keeps, just in case he gets caught. He never gets caught, or whatever be the reason. But you do try doing this to Yama. Try doing this to these devatas who are finally coming to fetch you. Nothing will work. Na anya pantha ayanaya vidyate. There is no other way. Then why are we fooling ourselves thinking that there could be some other way, or simply closing our eyes like the ostrich, burying our heads in the sand and assuming that there is no enemy around? Nothing will happen to us. Is that not what we are doing when turning away from God and spirituality, knowing very well that that is the ultimate end? We have to face death, we have to face truth at some day. And then we still want to bury our heads into the worldly pleasures and thoughts and feelings and associations, so that we can forget for the moment that there is such a truth exists. How foolish is that act itself? You see children playing hide and seek in their homes. They close their eyes and think nobody sees them. Have you seen little children playing hide and seek? They are completely visible, top to toe. They'll tell parents, come and catch me. Where are you? I'm hiding. What you're hiding? You're hiding your face, that's all. Putting both hands together. Because they cannot see death, it doesn't mean death is not seeing them. Because they cannot see the truth, that doesn't mean truth is not watching them. Very much it's watching. So how long do you want to play this hide and seek? How long do you want to fool yourself that you are not being seen, you will not be caught? At home, parents may play along. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And things like that. Yama, you think he's going to play hide and seek with you? He'll come straight wherever. If actually you are really hiding also, he'll come searching for you in all the 14 lokas. Wherever you're hiding, he'll come. He has access to all the lokas. Even if you try to hide anywhere, he'll come there. So why should we waste our time? Narada Bhakti says, Ardha Kshanam na vyartha kuru. Not even half a second you should waste. Ardha Kshanam. Forget one full second. He is saying Ardha Kshanam also you should not waste. Pursue God. Relentlessly. Ardha Kshanam. That is the clarion call of our Vedas Upanishad. Redeem yourselves. Save yourself. Because once you know Him alone, you will be able to redeem yourself. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishchitartha. Having known the Vijnana of the Vedanta, you become Sunishchita. Completely confirmed, established in the truth. That yes, this is the only way and there is no other way. I cannot fool myself that there is another way and I will manage it at the end somehow or the other. No. Sannyasa Yoga. Yataya Shuddha Sattva. Become pure through Sannyasa Yoga. Sannyasa Yoga means detachment from everything. Live as if you have to live, performing your duty, but in the mind, absolutely detached. Yes, God has given me a duty, I am performing, I am playing along with God. Te Brahma Loke, otherwise Asurya Loke. Only they reach the Brahma Loka, Paranta Kale, at the end. Paramrutat, beyond everything they reach. Parimuchyanti Sarve, after having freed themselves of all attachments. They alone reach. All others are condemned to come back to these dark worlds, is what it is said. We may all think, I have not seen the dark world, I don't know it really exists. And therefore I don't have to bother about it. It is just like the ostrich which is burying its head and thinking, the hunter is not around, he cannot see me. Or the child who puts his face behind his palms and thinks it is playing hide and seek. It's as foolish as that. To say it does not exist at all. Na asti. They are the ones who are doomed. They are fooling themselves. They are deceiving themselves despite all the Upanishads, really screaming on top of their voice from tens of thousands of years. This is the only way, there is no other way. This is the only way, there is no other way. Yet that person closes his ears, says, I don't hear any warnings, I don't hear any caution. I'll go on doing what I want to do. He is going to meet with ruin only. There is no other way. Vinashyati, destroys himself. So therefore this effort to realize that oneness. And unfortunately there is no other way. If there was another way, I could have suggested that easier way. There is only one way, which is to realize that oneness. Unless that has happened, nothing has happened. Your siddhis have not happened, your shaktis have not happened, your achievements have not happened, your family relation, power, position, nothing has happened. Only if that happens, something has happened in your life. Otherwise, nothing has happened. Can you believe that? Nothing has happened. Only when you realize God is and in everything and everyone, only one exists. That then only. Nothing else can help you at that moment. When things happen, at that point of time also this departing soul is praying, please remember the good I have done. Don't punish me. Don't push me into hell's dark hells. Please remember Krito Smara Kritum Smara Krito Smara Kritum Smara. Twice he repeats. And even then it says, to Agni, who is the God who is going to take this Sukshma body, physical body is going to be ashes and taking. Agne Naya Supatha Raye Asmin Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan. You know everything that good or bad I have done. Mostly it takes all the good I have done, the merits, Rai, all Rai, I have collected all the good that I have done. Please, you know about all those things. Even if suppose something I have not done, some mistakes are there, Yudhyasmat Juharanameno. Please destroy whatever sins, whatever aberrations, whatever deviations I have undertaken, knowingly, unknowingly. Vihitam avihitam va. Anything that I have done, please destroy it. Bhu Ishtham, I bend down to you, I bow down to you, Namauktim Vidhema, and I praise you. I beseech you, beg you. After having lived a life of Satya Dharma, he is telling all this. If you haven't even led a life, you think you'll just be able to have that repentance coming naturally to you. No? Fear, sorrow, or the feeling to avoid punishment make you cry in front of God. That if I don't cry and ask forgiveness, then I am going to be punished. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, of self-control, I am punishment. Means everybody has to be punished for what wrong they have done. Karma will punish them. But for that you go and begging forgiveness, it's not going to forgive you the karma. Karma dati vashma, I always say. Is it possible to cross over this karma? No. Therefore, the only thing that can save us is realizing ourselves. Anything else will not save us. How many good you did, they say you go to some heaven or accordingly you go to hell, whichever. But to have redeemed ourselves, paramrutat, that requires only realization of the self. Unfortunately, when I told this, don't steal away the opportunity, magrudha kasyas vidhanam. Dhanam means what? Somebody's wealth, property, or achievements, or name, or the credit. We will compare like this. Now he said that it also means the right to live for animals, right to survive and sustain for plants and environment, water, air, earth, forests. Magadha, none of these we should take from them because they also have equal rights. I went and told, no, one more dhana is there. The right of every child to realize his or herself. Who is stealing this away? Teachers and parents and the society is stealing the right away from that child. When the child is born, you are my son, grandson of so-and-so, great-great-grandson of such and such great person. You fooled him into a lie. Why? Because you yourself are a fool. Andhe naiva niyamana yathanda. You are blind, so you are making a child also, taking also blind, leading the blind. The mothers don't know that they are Atman. Fathers have no idea there is Brahman. Teachers don't care that anything exists beyond the classroom teachings and degree certificates. Have we not denied the child the right to know his true self and thereby redeem himself or herself? Have we not stolen that amazing opportunity from the child the moment it is born to realize and redeem? Because of our ignorance, our foolishness, our incapabilities. Is that not a sin is my question. It is equally a sin as you deny right to an animal to live or right to another person to have what duly belongs to them. Just because you are a parent or a teacher and you wield some influence over that poor, innocent, helpless child, you provide food, shelter, security or education, you are stealing away the great opportunity from that poor child to redeem himself. You are pushing him into the Asurya Nam Loka. Why? Because you yourself are ignorant, blind leading the blind. So what a responsibility before you become a teacher or a parent. I don't know the truth. What will I bring this child into the world and teach the truth? Because I must know it. As teachers, we don't know it. As students, we don't. Of course, we won't know it because teachers don't know it. Parents don't know it, so children won't know it. Society at large does not know it, so the member of society also does not know it. And anybody who tries to know this, they are considered mad people. They're outcast. But that is the only way. I will not tell a lie. I will only tell what is truth. Satya Bodhaka. Take it or leave it. Like it. Take it. Don't like it. Leave it. I am not at a loss. You are at a loss. But you will puna. Keep coming and going. Who cares? But somebody cares there up above with compassion. And therefore he has come to teach. that there is the way out of this mess, and the only way out is this way. There is no other way. All other look like ways, but they are not ways. So, na karmana, na prajaya, dane, na tyage, naike, amrutatva manushahu. Either by karma, praja, dhana, tyaga, nothing of this will work. Amrutatva manushu doesn't come. Tyaga, it comes from what tyaga? Detachment from everything. An attachment to God. That tyaga. Not tyaga means I went to mandir and donated 100 rupees every week. Not that I fed a few poor people, migrants who are walking up and down the road, few thousand packets of food. That is not tyaga. That won't help. Tyaga means this idea that I am deha. Deha bhava. That tyaga when you do, then ascension starts. Going up and up. Urdhvam, supatha. Otherwise there is nothing. So it's so important that at this point in time in the history of mankind, when everybody is blind, and I really pity the plight of those students and those children who are born to such parents in such families who only have worldliness, they have no idea of any spirituality. Even if they have idea of spirituality, it's pseudo-spirituality, which is only interested in worshipping God for the sake of some material benefits. I pity. I really feel sad. Or those students who end up in institutions where nothing other than, this exam, crack that exam, get score, get certificates. I pity those students. I pity the parents. I pity the teachers. I pity the institution. What are you doing to those children? Gridha kasya svidhanam, you said, Magridha. You are stealing away. You are snatching away a beautiful opportunity for the child to blossom into a divine being. You are snatching it away. Because the child is helpless, he is meek, he is dependent. So it's your responsibility to provide the best. And what is the best? Not an admission to the best international school. Before the child is born, they go and book a seat, paying lakhs of rupees donation. Not that best. Because all these things at the end will not help you, help the child. This is not the way. But what to do? The parents are ignorant, the grandparents are ignorant, great-grandparents are ignorant, curved back to the whole lineage was ignorant. So poor fellow is born, what can he do? He has to go through the same nonsense. What a plight. The Upanishads say so much, so many gurus, masters. India is the very bhumi, that karma, tapo, tyaga, yoga bhumi. Born in India also we are leading such lives as Americans or Australians or Europeans. What a plight. We can forgive them, they don't have such philosophy at all. So if they make a mistake, they have made it ignorantly. Or rather we say innocently. If we make mistakes as Bharatiyas, with all these scriptures backing our hundreds and thousands of years of wisdom, collective wisdom, experiential wisdom, backing our life, supporting our life, yet we ignore all this, what should we tell about that person? Atmahano janaha. They have killed themselves. Why? Because they have already decided they don't want the Atman. So it's as good as you are dead. So they are dead bodies, zombies. You are not alive, you are not vibrant, you are not full of spirituality, then you are dead. Corpse walking on two legs, that's all it is. That kind of, imagine the beautiful culture. And now some effort I hope everybody is putting. I am not saying it will come to you tomorrow. Or some people, if they are already, making plans to shift to Himalayas into some cave or something, to them also I want to tell. That is also not the way. Only way is where you are as you are that. But to realize that, cover, mala, vikshepa, avarana, all this we have discussed. So remove all that, you will reach that. So beautifully, our Kathopanishad says, everybody knows, Indriyani paranyahu, indriyebhya param manaha, manasastu para buddhi, yo buddhe paratastu saha. Gita tells us, beyond the indriyas is the mind, beyond the mind is the buddhi, beyond the buddhi lies that, the ultimate. Beyond the annamaya, pranamaya, manomaya, vijnanamaya, beyond even the anandamaya lies that. Because if ananda also is experienced, it is an experience. Who is the experiencer? He lies beyond that. Paramrutat. Beyond that. That is what we are trying to experience, to know the Asti. So you put the effort. What it says, first we withdraw all your senses, less interactions, less talking, less moving, yukta ahara vihara. So it says, yachet vang manasi, take your indriyas, vang means speech, but it collection of all the indriyas, merge it into the mind, means don't allow those indriyas to act outside, independent of mind. Instinctively don't allow them. So you practice some bit of that. Most of them came. That is why Sabarimala trips, Ramzan, 40 days, Sabarimala 40 days. Because they all knew that they have to abstain themselves, their senses have to not indulge in sense objects. That's when purity, some bit of control will come. So we have done the first part. Yachet vang manasi. Prajnastat yachet jnanamatmani. Now mind should be merged in the buddhi. That also we have done. We done the discrimination part of it. Control of senses, vagaries of mind we have done. We have done the yachet jnanamatmani. We have taken the mind and merged into jnanamatmani, means the buddhi part of it. Why? Because buddhi should now decide. What is buddhi being told? This is worldly, that is spiritual. So let us focus on only spiritual. We are here for that. Then the next step is says, this jnanamatmani mahati yachet. Take this buddhi and merge it into the self. Who am I? Brahma, aham Brahma, whatever. To merge that. That process is going on. We are trying to merge that buddhi, but still it is a intellectual japa only going on right now. Somebody said, I meditate on the attributes of Brahman. I said, there are no attributes of Brahman. You are going back to some other. But it says, yachet jnanamatmani mahati, it says. Mahati means the manifest form. So some attributes you are thinking because you have Sathya Sai Baba to compare and say Brahman must be like that, must be like this. Again, Sathya, you see the deviation happens to Sadguna. But it says one more step is there. This is not the end. Tat yachet shantamatmani. Go beyond one more step. After also you attain samadhi of having merged your buddhi into that jivatma, that self-experience of the self. There is one more step. Shantamatmani. That one is the ultimate. So first you have to, doors are there. You keep crossing doors and finally reach. Vaikuntha has 7 doors. So one step by step you have gone. But beyond the 7th door only it lies. 7 chakras or 7 doors. Beyond the 7 doors only it lies. That's when you have darshan of who it is. So you have to practice that. If you come and now your buddhi is merging into the Atma Bhava. Means at some moments while chanting, it may happen that you forgot that you are chanting. There are some moments that act of chanting is gone. Chanting is happening, but you are not aware of it. You are getting merged in another feeling which is beyond this chanting. The awareness of chanting goes away and you are actually experiencing something. What is it? It's a very peaceful state. Shanti is its nature. Shanta Atmani. So when you reach that stage, when your Jnanam Atmani happens, and then you have to go to the Mahati, that is the self-experience of that self, that is Samadhi. Beyond that Samadhi lies this. Shantam Atmani, they say. Beyond that is that. Yadvaita, that is that. So that experience of awareness, the consciousness is that ekatvam. See, Samadhi is not ekatvam. You may attain Samadhi, but do you feel everything is one with you? No. Only Samadhi, what has happened? Your buddhi has got merged into the, means Indriyas have merged into the mind, mind is collectively merged into buddhi, buddhi has gone and merged into the self. Beyond that lies that what? Ekatvam anupashyataha. So if you think by Samadhi we are done and happy, also I touched Samadhi and now I have got Samadhi, you can fool Yama with that Samadhi certificate. I have Samadhi. Samadhi is not, that is your own joy, you experience some bliss. That doesn't qualify you. what you call for pass. It is a fake pass. It is invalid. This far is valid, after this is not valid. Within Maharashtra valid, you can't cross over into Karnataka with this pass of your commissioner of Maharashtra. You need to get another pass for Karnataka commissioner from. So beyond that is not valid. The samadhi is not valid. Beyond that, if you want to go away from my clutches and become that, ekatvam anupashyataha, you have to know the oneness of the whole creation. And that will come when you continuously practice this, mind becomes purer and purer. All the time you are absorbed in that self. Then even without effort of sitting down and meditating in a corner or in a cave, walking, talking, moving, that experience will become a natural experience. From that experience emerges this jnana, asti. Then experience. It is not over yet. If of all these things you have absorbed your mind into the state of self, good. You are the closest now. You are very near. But the real game changer is when moving, sleeping, talking, walking, in every moment this awareness, everything is self, consciousness. Everything is consciousness. All is one. That ekatvam anupashyati alone will remove you from moha and shoka. The samadhi will help you at that moment to overcome moha and shoka. But that moment you have absorbed your buddhi. But the moment you come out of samadhi, what will happen? Back to normal. Then you are again disturbed, you are agitated. Because you are again to go back to samadhi, you have to go back into one room, lock yourself up and get rid of all the thoughts, start A, B, C, D. But if you have already done this practice continuously for a long time, it means you have to continuously keep your mind pure. Apramattena, it said. Never err. Never deviate. Never deviate. Means after this also, for the rest of your life also, you should never deviate from this path. Never deviate. Again, don't get into lying. Again, don't get into anger. Again, don't get into kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, matsara. Then you are made your mind impure. So again, start from A, B, C, D. So here, when you have reached this far, you have to maintain that. Reaching is easy. Staying is difficult, they say. To stay in that state forever, it means unless you experience that all the time, it's not possible to stay in that state. You will come back. You will come back again. So that is why it says Prabhava Apyayo. I told these boys also that yoga is considered as both. Yama says Prabhava Apyayo. It can grow and it can diminish. So that also is the danger. You may reach there, but if you don't cross over with the velocity, I call escape velocity, and get permanently installed there, established there in your orbit, in your circuit, there is every possibility you will, like a bad launch, you will crash back. So that idea of staying there is the ultimate idea. But to know that how beautiful it will be if you stay there is, one glimpse of samadhi will tell you. If one moment, 10 minutes, half an hour has helped you like this, then if you continuously stay in that state forever, oh, what a joy. That thing will happen. Somebody wrote to me, Swami, we say in economics, you could tell any pleasure is temporary. Eat one gulab jamun, you're happy. 2 gulab jamuns, happier. 3 gulab jamun, happier. 4 gulab jamun, no, I don't want. 5th one, you hate gulab jamun. 6th one, you hate the person who gives gulab jamun also. They don't come. Enough is enough. So everything has what you call diminishing marginal utility. All pleasures of the world are like that. First, happy. Second, happier. 3, happiest. 4, unhappy. 5th, disgusted. 6th, hatred. 7th, enmity. Whoever brings that. But this Atma Sukha, infinite. It is anantam. Infinite. Even then you never get bored of it. You're always happy in that state. So to attain that state is all the effort of all human life should be. So why should I eat? Why should I sleep? Why should I work? Why should I have this? Why should I have that? Everything so that I can have that. If anything is coming on its way, you should ruthlessly, mercilessly throw it away. Whoever it is, whatever it is, however it is. No compromises on that. That clarity should be there. Asanga sastrayana, cut it off with detachment. So this is a lifelong process. So when he said Magda Kasya Siddhanam. I said, no, every child has the right to realize oneself. What is the poor child? He didn't get a Madalasa like mother. He didn't get some Brahma Jnani as the father. Some Varuni like father. What is that poor fellow's fate? We have snatched away a great opportunity for the child to redeem and be eternally happy because of our limitedness, our foolishness, our ignorance. So how important it is that we realize it ourselves so that we can show the way to others. So just don't think life is about living happily, gaining a good job and then good salary and then a house and a family and children and grandchildren and everything else. And that will not lead us anywhere because Yama is not impressed by any of these things. He will say none of this works and you can't even bribe Yama at the end. He will not take anything from you. He will only take your life. Nothing else he will take. That time you cannot buy another day to go back and do some good rituals and paschatapa and all won't work. And paschatapa won't come also to such person at the end. All of it. Whole life you never did any paschatapa. Suddenly it won't come to you at the end. It is a regular process. So everybody has to pay attention to this. This is the greatest truth. There is no truth other than this. Sathya beva jayate na anratam. Truth alone is ultimately victorious. This truth, what the truth of the Atman that you have realized yourself, that alone will make you victorious. Otherwise, you will be defeated at the end. And again come back to Asuryanam Loka. So these Upanishads are so important. Everybody should put some effort to learn. If you don't know Sanskrit, learn it in English for the sake of it. At least you get some idea of what it is all about, some basic. Then next you can also put effort to know it more thoroughly. But you must put effort. It's a must. Nobody should take it lightly. Things are changing. World is changing. The way the future of the world, everything will change with time. People will be fed up, disillusioned by the disharmony, the restlessness, the fear, greed. They'll abandon. There was that movement in 1960s and 70s that was about one hippie movement was there, love and peace movement. You know that? In US it started because that generation started denying everything that the previous generation told them. They saw the wars, they saw the greed, they saw the disparities, inequality, injustice, social issues, and this whole generation stood up for that, voiced against it. But they took to a path which was not spiritual. It was rebellious. At best, it was a social idea. It was not a spiritual basis. So as Yama says, how can you get something permanent out of an impermanent thing? Therefore, their idea was very social. They talked about all the right values. Tyaktena bunjita, magruda kasya svidhanam, perfect. But Isha vasyam vidam sarvam was not in their mind. That's why it failed. When it didn't work out for them as they wanted, it failed. They were dominated by power, or they were bribed into stopping that, or pushed away from the societies, and whichever way it was, controlled and killed. The inspiration did not last. Why? Because they followed the second line of Ishavasya Upanishad. The first line they forgot. Ishavasya Vidam. So the spiritual oneness, that idea was not there. They thought we are all social beings. That's why it failed. This time if another movement has to start of love and peace, which should sustain itself through all the odds, through all the opposition, through all the restrictions and through all the adversities, then it has to have a very strong spiritual foundation. And that is why the first line of Ishavasmidam Sarvam is so important. Otherwise all those revolutions will collapse. It won't achieve anything. It won't go too far into the future. So now the revolution will be a spiritual revolution. A lot of revolutions we have seen, communistic we have seen, socialistic we have seen. Then revolutions of war-like revolutions we have seen. Peace revolutions we have seen. However, spiritual revolutions we have not seen so far. A worldwide spiritual revolution. That worldwide spiritual revolution alone can change the world for good. And that is beginning somewhere in small pockets here and there. At some point in time, all these little efforts across the world will join together and become a huge movement. And from movement, it will turn out to be a revolution. This will happen with passage of time. It may not happen in 1 or 2 years, but it will happen eventually. So you are going to be a part of that. You might be leading that for all you know. So you have such a beautiful future ahead to redeem not just yourself, Atmana Mokshartam, Jagat Hitaya. That also is going to come your way. So gear up for that wonderful future. Don't be lazy. Don't be complacent. Uttishta, Jagruta. Be aware, be alert, be ready. Till you reach it, Prapya Varanne Bodhata. Till you reach and understand, experience it, don't give up. That is the idea of the Upanishads.